Kale here, and I'm your host on the You vs. You show, where we bring you everything that is You vs. You and how to overcome yourself and how to win the battle within You vs. You. I'm the author of the best-selling book, You vs. You, the 12 Ways to Kick Your Own Ass and Win. In fact, I had a copy around here somewhere, but we actually just invite some amazing people on the show now Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central to really help you win that battle of yourself. And I know right now a lot of us are going through you versus finances, you versus relationships, you versus persona, you versus your freedom. Even right now, our freedoms are being tested with COVID. A lot of us are just going crazy right now. We just want to get out. We want to play. We want to go to restaurants. We want to go to the gym. And maybe your relationships are being tested. You're like, I've been with my partner. I love him or I love her, but I got to see him 24/7 and I can't see anyone else, or even your kids, so we really want to add value to you every day on this show to help you achieve the winning of yourself daily. Okay. And that's really what the You vs. You battle is. So today I'm with somebody who is a business owner. She actually styles women. She is incredible. She's a leader. She loves personal growth, and she's a part of our Inside Out Institute. So I want to introduce everyone to Karina Gage from Texas. We're going to be interviewing her today, and it's going to be a great interview. So Karina, thanks so much for being on the show. Could you go ahead and start the show by just sharing a little bit about your background, a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we'll take it from there?
Sure. Todd, thank you so much for inviting me, first of all. I'm glad to be here. So as Todd mentioned, my name is Karina Gage. I am a personal style coach, and I help women who are ready to take the essence of who they are, and they want to express it in an authentic and a very meaningful way through style. And in 2014, I started my career as a women's fashion boutique owner. And that is when I discovered that I wanted to take my passion for fashion deeper. It was more about serving women and not selling clothes for me at that point. So that is when I decided to invest in myself and get certified as a personal style coach, because I saw how clothing can just uplift a woman's mood and self-esteem right away.
So what would you tell someone that's watching this that hasn't even cared about style in the past 3 months, and they really do love dressing up, and they do, especially as a woman out there that you coach or even see, that you can really just say, hey, even during COVID, you still can feel that way. You can still look pretty and feel pretty, even though maybe you can't go to the salon in some states and stuff like that. Like, what would you say, obviously now, and as a woman yourself and a stylist coach, how someone can still feel good about themselves, even in the midst of a lockdown like we're in now?
Exactly. That's a wonderful question. I believe, and it's been studied and it's been proven over and over, that the clothes that we wear has an emotional effect. It changes our mood depending on what we're wearing. Okay. And so dressing in nicer clothes can make you feel better and elevate your mood, whereas wearing certain colors. So I know that during this time, you're not going anywhere. I'm in Texas. I know things are starting to get back to normal here, but during COVID-19, we're not having to leave. You can still get creative. For example, I personally spend a lot of time in athleisure, and I know a lot of women spent time in athleisure or in just comfy clothes. But just throwing on bright colors, prints. I suggest prints and colors that will help elevate your mood and just make you feel comfortable, but at the same time, you're just still being authentic to who you are.
So what's a hot color right now that really makes, like, I heard like purple is like royalty, and yellow maybe helps you think energy, right? So could you kind of give us a little bit of the coloring there and maybe what it can do for us? Because this is very interesting to even know what we're putting on affects our mood in a positive or even negative way.
Definitely. I always say just pay attention to how certain colors feel on you. If you wear a certain color, because even though they can mean different things, they can uplift your energy. Some of them can make you feel a little more relaxed. Black and gray obviously are the darker colors, make you feel more relaxed. If you've heard the saying dress for success, I always tell my clients, dress for the kind of day that you want to have. If you're going to be productive that day out in the yard or playing with the kids, get up, get dressed in some athleisure, maybe throw on a color, pay attention to how you feel when you wear a certain color. or if you're going to have, let's say you're meeting with clients on a Zoom meeting, I personally like to dress up. I do. I like to dress up. Put my thing is putting on some lipstick and some jewelry and my favorite color, blue. And so it just, like I said, just pay attention, be very aware, because there is studies have shown that there is a strong link between the clothing that you wear, even the colors that you wear, and your emotional, the effect it has on you emotionally. So, and because we have to get dressed every day, it's important to put some, for me, to put some thought, even if it's just a loungy day.
Okay.
Maybe
so I have some interesting questions for you. So let's say I want to get in shape. And again, I'm coming from the perspective of a woman, but you can also speak, as, to men too, if possible, or if appropriate. But let's say a woman out there is just like, I want to get in shape, but she starts to buy even budgets or, bargain shops for like yoga pants. And let's say she likes Nike or Under Armour, and then they get them at the outlet store. Does that really affect even your workout? So let's say, like, I know when my wife, like, I love her in yoga pants. She looks great. I love her in the athletic look, even if she's not working out. But does that affect a woman where if they love their outfit, even working out, that they'll feel getting a better workout in even? Because obviously I know that's going to lift their mood too with the endorphins and everything like that. So even on a workout, how does that affect, like, even what they put on?
I truly believe so. Just personally from my very own experience, like I said, whatever feels comfortable to you, whatever feels authentic, and just paying attention to the colors that you're wearing, the patterns that you're wearing. I think that when it elevates your mood, it elevates your motivation, and you will work harder if you're motivated and more productive as well. So.
Cool. Absolutely. Well, what about budgeting? So maybe some people right now, women especially, obviously, are maybe on a shoestring budget. They're afraid to spend money. Is there specific outlets that you kind of recommend, that shops or places that they can go to get this kind of clothing that's going to make them feel good, but also it's not expensive, but they're still getting quality? Is there anything out there that you can kind of share in that respect if people are on a kind of bougie on a budget, if you will?
Oh yeah, definitely. I totally believe on style on a budget. And there are many stores out there where you can buy things of high quality for lower prices. I don't know if here in Texas, we have TJ Maxx, we have Ross, we even have, Walmart is starting to get some really amazing styles in athleisure and just in any kind of style that you want. You check out Walmart. But I mostly recommend, what I recommend a lot is shop your own closet. Learn to shop your own closet, get creative with what you already have, learn to use what you already have in your closet to get creative, and just see how you feel by creating different outfits. Maybe try, if you're wearing a top with the same kind of jeans all the time, maybe try wearing it with a skirt, maybe try wearing it with some shorts. Get creative with what you already have right now.
So, so my wife is really adamant about quality versus quantity, and I know for some people they might look at their closet and it's all filled, but like me, I only grab about 5 shirts and 5 sweatpants and 5 pairs of jeans, but I have a lot of clothes. So, what's the psychology behind trying to hoard things or save things compared to, only wear what is quality and what makes you feel good, and learn to get rid of things that you're not wearing, but maybe even clothes that maybe you had an ex-boyfriend and now you're married and it brings back memories. So how can, like, somebody walk into their closet and just feel not overwhelmed, but just feel amazing, and only pick outfits that are going to make them feel good, instead of trying to feel like they have a ton, but they're not even wearing 80% of it?
That's a great question, because the main thing is discovery of your authentic style, which is something I offer. A lot of times what I've realized meeting with my clients, the common denominator of them having a jam-packed closet and being super overwhelmed with what they have, and only wearing, women, we only tend to wear 20% of what's in our closet anyway. Right. And so what happens is they don't really understand what their authentic style is. They're kind of just going with emotions, going what's on trend, going on what someone else is wearing. They're not really connecting with themselves. So there is a self discovery process that has to take place in order to come to that position where you are aware of what your authentic style, what is good for you, what energizes you, what makes you feel beautiful, what makes you feel confident. And once you have that understanding, and you have to take into consideration your body type as well, your best colors, your personality. And once you have a clear understanding on that, then everything starts to fall in place. And when you go to the store, to the grocery store, or I'm sorry, I'll tell you why I say grocery store. But when you go to the store to purchase your clothes, you already have in mind what fits you, what makes you feel good, and you're not just going to aimlessly shop for items that you're not really sure. You probably just wear once, or probably get home and decide this is not me. It's kind of like going to the grocery store. I always say this analogy: going to the grocery store without a menu of what you're going to cook that week, or not even just without a grocery list. You're just shopping for stuff, and you get home and you're like, why did I buy all this stuff? And then it sits in your refrigerator. So it's really connecting with yourself. The first process to get to that point where you can have 50 items in your closet and be able to create hundreds of outfits and absolutely fall in love with your closet, is you have to go through that self-discovery process and really identify, get connected with your authentic style so that you can express it through your clothing.
I'm gonna circle back with connecting with yourself, because that's gonna bring me to our part 2 of the inside and the personal growth. But I have one more style question, and I think I'm just asking selfishly. I do feel it's important for men and women to own high-end products. So as a woman, I think it's okay to have maybe one Gucci purse, one Louis Vuitton purse, a really nice watch, and really nice shoes, and then really bargain hunt for actual clothing. Same with a man, because, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but first impressions, when you're in a business meeting or when you're out and about, for men, people do look at their shoes. So if I'm doing business with another man, psychologically, he's going to check out my shoes and my watch, and to see, okay, do I really want to do business? So if my watch is like a Wrangler watch and my shoes are all scuffed, he's going to think like, this guy's disorganized. He's not probably sharp. Same goes for women. You know, I always love my wife having like Louis Vuitton and Gucci purses and even the belts and stuff, because it makes her feel, you know, like Paris. And, you know, I think that's great. But that doesn't mean you have to high-end clothes and scarves and socks. And I mean, obviously you can bargain, but there are some things that you shouldn't bargain hunt, and you should pay full price, because it's going to last long. Louis Vuitton purses last forever, and you don't want to keep buying, because you're going to spend more money anyway if you keep buying cheap. So talk to me about cheap bargain versus the real stuff and paying full price, and what it really does for you.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I recommend there are things that you want to spend more money on versus items that you don't want to spend so much money on. And one of those is definitely your handbags, shoes, blazers, those items that are going to be your core basics in your closet, jackets, jeans. I recommend investing in a great pair of jeans, your suits as well. And those pieces and shoes you can go both ways, and it just depends to where you tend to show up that day. If you're going on a big business conference, obviously you want to wear the quality shoes, but on the things that you can save money, that you don't have to spend so much money on, would be like your basic tops that you can layer with your expensive blazer, and your belt. You can buy a belt that matches obviously when you wear a belt, you have to match it with your shoes. So if you're wearing like some Louis Vuitton shoes with the logo, you want to match it with your belt, perfect. But things like your basic tops that you can layer with your expensive pieces, undergarments, obviously, and scarves, accessories. You don't really have to spend so much money on that, as long as if you want to pair it with something. I always suggest maybe when you wear something that's low quality, pair it with 2 high quality items.
Good. Yeah. And some people that are watching this, like, what's Todd into now? I thought he was a transformational leadership coach, and he's now talking about fashion. Honestly, I think that's part of transformation. And anyone that knows me, my role models are like David Beckham, not because of soccer, by the way, because he's such a stylish person. And, and I love like looking at different models, not because I'm attracted to men. It's just, I like to look good. I like to have my hair done. I mean, right now, whatever, I'm home, but I like to dress up myself. I have expensive coats and belts and shoes, and I love sneakers. I have every Air Jordan out there. And there's a time and a place to obviously wear sneakers compared to boots, compared to, all that stuff. But I think it is part of connecting to yourself. And I want to talk to the connection of self as we really dive into like the transformational part of this. So, in high school and growing up, all of us, sometimes we try to be something that we're not, and we're trying to be the edited version of ourselves, and we're trying to look like someone else, or we're trying to look like a celebrity when it's not even our thing. So we get lost in identity. Okay. So how important is it, even if no one else is doing it, to kind of create your own style, not just based on what everyone else is wearing, but, buying Yeezys because everyone's buying Yeezys, actually, maybe you don't care about this stuff. You just care about feeling good about yourself, because that is part of transformation, is getting that self-confidence in yourself, walking the walk, talking the walk, because I could be as confident as they come and only shop at H&M. That's fine. Or Zara. I don't have to have massively expensive things, but it's how you wear the clothes too. So how can we connect the two from what's going on internally to what shows on the outside?
Yeah, definitely. So being a teenager, Todd, I went through the same thing. I've always loved fashion, but never really connected with the essence of who I was and my own authentic style until my late 20s. And actually, when I actually took the personal style course, is when I actually was able to realize that the reason why I was falling into this chaos and and losing my identity was because I really wasn't connecting with myself. And it was a channel of transformation for myself as well. And I think that when we are able to connect with who we are and show that authentically on the outside, it definitely brings us more confidence to be able to say, no, that's not me. I did a live this morning. Sometimes you go shopping with friends and friends are like, oh, you should buy this. This will look really cute on you. And you're like, oh, no. Okay, well, if you're saying it'll look good on me. But you'll be able to say, you know what? No, that is not
there you
me.
Go.
With
Exactly.
confidence.
That's
not me.
Yeah, I think you need to know your style. So for me, I love edgy. I got some tattoos. I like long. I'm 6'6", so I know my style, but I also know like what my wife likes too. So how important is it? Like if you're married, like she doesn't really like baggy a lot. She likes, because I have pretty decent muscular body, so she likes it tight on me, and it helps her be more attracted to me, right? So if I'm wearing really baggy clothes, like back in the 90s. Where every guy was wearing, and then looking at it back, it was atrocious looking back at it now, but tight fit. But what about like if maybe you don't like it, but what if your spouse does? How does that play a role in the attraction level?
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to, has to be some, what's the word? I can't even say it. I can't even think of it right now. Compromising.
Yeah. Compromising.
Because there are times like with my husband, he is a very, what attracted me to him was he was a very confident man in who he was. And there were times when I'm like, you know what, you should wear this. We went shopping. I took him shopping, his first shopping trip with me, and you should wear this. And he's like, that's not me. And I'm like, okay, well, what about this shirt with your jeans that you like to wear? So there are days when he dresses up for me, like if we're going on a date, he'll wear some of my favorite shirts that I like to see him in. And then there are other days when he's just like, this is me, Karina. This is what I'm going to wear, and I accept it. And you just have to compromise, and vice versa. Me the same. There'll be times when he tells me, I don't like what you're wearing, and I'm like, well, it's me. And then there are other days when I'll wear something that he likes me to wear. So
Have you seen that movie with Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling where he wore the New Balance in the beginning? He was going to get a divorce, and then Ryan Gosling is like this stud and comes over to Steve Carell. Have you seen that movie? I don't know. I forget the name of it, but it's so good, and it's a lot of great stars in it. But he basically is baggy jeans, baggy shirt, about to go through a divorce, goes to a bar. Ryan Gosling is like, yo, like, who's this girl you keep talking about? And he gets him to go to the mall, does a makeover on him, and like his whole life changes. He gets more confidence. He actually gets his wife back and everything. He wins his wife back. Like, that's how important this is. It's not someone that's like, well, I don't care about style. Well, what if your wife does? You know, what if like she's not that attracted to you, and you're older and you're aging and you're not even caring? Like, you know, with the times, it really does build. That movie is a perfect movie to be like, man, you can even see the shift in Steve Carell, the way he looks. You're like, man, he's actually really good looking, but he wasn't in the beginning of the movie. So it's kind of interesting how that works.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you're attracted to your partner first by sight, right? So there's got to be something there. If they end up, for example, there are sometimes when my husband is off for several days, he just wants to wear his workout pants and t-shirt all day, and I'm like, you know what, baby, let's just kind of dress you up one day.
Right.
But yeah, I used to watch growing up, watching those What Not to Wear shows. I don't know if you ever heard that, but it was amazing how that transformation definitely can just boost your mood and boost your confidence. And that's because you are truly connecting with who you are.
Yeah, and it's LA. I love like Audrey Hepburn in the old 50s and the 40s and the movie stars. I mean, George Clooney, I mean, they always dress so well, and it really just makes their career, and it makes them, you know, we all kind of fall in love, like the James Bond, the Daniel Craig, and the suit.
Yeah, they're
and everything.
icons.
Yeah, they're icons. So it's just important. So I wanted to kind of close out by talking about Inside Out. You're in the Inside Out Institute. You kind of joined us a couple months ago, which we're so glad to have you. And what you're doing now is still doing this. What you're doing is so important to work with women. And really, I mean, I think this is very important content that we're sharing today. But obviously the connection with self, the inside of just how we look at ourselves on the inside, not just the outside, and how we can start transforming, not emotionally and getting rid of our emotional baggage, but also really stepping into our full power and being confident. Because at the end of the day, if you're married, here's the best way to have your marriage last. You don't need them. You don't need a girl. You don't need a guy. They're accessories. My wife is an accessory to my life, but I don't need my wife to be happy. And when you get that, I think you're just going to have a tremendous life, and you're going to be way more attractive in your spouses or your boy. Because if you're needy, nobody likes a needy person. So how does someone start to gain that confidence outside of the clothing, outside of the style, just within themselves? And how important is the work that we're doing with the Inside Out Institute towards that?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great topic here, because I want to just on my personal experience, going from being married in my past marriage, being married for 12 years and then going into a divorce, I completely felt like I had lost my identity of who I was.
Right.
And I did have to reach out to people, had to get some spiritual healing, had to go through some self-development process to really come to that point where I'm like, okay, I'm okay being alone. Because for the longest time I was like, I need to have somebody, because I thought that was my identity. And then I realized I don't need anybody, just like you said. And that's when my husband came. My husband now came. Right. But what I love about Inside Out is even though I went through that transformation from the inside out, I discovered that there was still some emotional baggage that was that blocks you from even reaching your full potential. You think that you are reaching your full potential once you go through a transformation, and you're like, okay, I'm alone. I can be alone. But it's when you actually get rid of that baggage that you don't realize that was holding you back.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Inside Out and being a part of this is I'm going to be able to help my clients on a way deeper level, because now what I've noticed is even though clothing can elevate your mood and give you that boost of confidence, it's not long-term unless there is, you get rid of that emotional baggage, and
Absolutely.
You're able to reach your full potential and who you really are and called to be.
And speaking of clothing, obviously we all look better in clothing when we're fit and when we're physically in good shape. at whatever age that is. So if you're getting emotionally strong, emotional fitness, you're growing, you're getting rid of the emotional baggage, you're learning to lead yourself, you're going to go to the gym more, you're going to want to
Definitely.
love yourself, you're wanting to take care of yourself, you're not going to woe is me. And there's nothing more attractive, even if the face is not really that attractive at first glance, whatever, but that person that has that confidence in themselves, that's when people become really attractive.
Definitely.
And the people that are clingy and, oh, I need my husband or I need my wife. And I've been there too, but I'm at the point now, it's like, okay, I'm glad she's here, and if she's not, I'll be fine. And it's that's just a confidence thing that I've learned to grow who I really am. And that's why I'll have a wife for the rest of my life, or instead of, I hope you don't leave. Oh, please. What if? And now we're broadcasting that fear of, I need you. And whether you're a man or woman, that's like, ew, like,
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah. I think this message is really, really critically important. Where can people find you on Instagram and Facebook? Obviously your name right here on Facebook. What about Instagram or website? Where can people find your work?
Yeah, definitely. I'm on Instagram as Karina Gage _inside out. And in my Instagram, there is also a link for my website, which is SK Styling.
Awesome. We're so excited for you, obviously, to share your message to the world. Thanks so much for your courage and stepping out with boldness. But any woman that's watching this, if you're like, look, I definitely need her. I need some styling. I need to really look at my wardrobe and just start there. Message Carina. She's amazing. I've been working with her for a few months. Like, she's the real deal. She does what she says she's going to do. She truly cares about people, and she has a massive heart to make a massive impact in the lives of thousands of people. Yeah. So you're amazing. Thank you so much for being on today. And any last words of encouragement to anyone watching this before we close out?
I just want to say that it's like what we've been talking about. It's so important to go through that self-discovery process. There is so much inside of you that you have to give, that the world needs. And it's so important to really take the time to invest in yourself and just discover who you are and connect with your authentic self.
Amen. Couldn't say it better myself.
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you being on. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for all of you watching. If you're on the replay, #replay, or let us know you're on the replay. Then definitely, what's one nugget that you got out of this when you're watching it that you can put in the comments? And by the way, we do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, You vs. You show. Thanks so much for being on, all of you. Thanks, Carina, as well.